When it comes to redeeming your credit card points for flights, it can be overwhelming. Well, in this video, I'm going to walk you through a beginner's process of figuring out the options to redeem your credit card points for the flight that you want, and then comparing the options to figure out which option would give you the most value for your credit card points. So we're gonna go step by step on finding the cash price of the ticket, figuring out how many points it's gonna cost in the travel portal, and then figuring out how many points it's gonna cost if we transfer it to a transfer partner, compare all three options, and then figure out which one will give us the most value out of our points. Throughout this video, you'll see me using a spreadsheet, and the spreadsheet is for sale for $3 in the description down below, but by all means, if you don't want to go buy it, you can still use a pen and paper. There's just some extra features in the spreadsheet that makes the process a little bit more easier and helps you stay organized. So now let's get started with figuring out the cash price of your ticket. Figuring out the cash price of your ticket is the easiest step because it's just searching for your flight. What you want to do is jump on Google Flights and search for your flight. The flight we're considering taking is going from Chicago to Honolulu, and we're just going to book a one-way ticket for now. Currently, the one-way ticket is $345. So that's the first step. We're going to put that in the spreadsheet, or you can write it down on your sheet of paper, like I said. Pretty easy first step, right? So the next step is to move on to the travel portal. Since in this case, we want to use Chase points, we're going to go ahead and select Chase points in the spreadsheet. And we're gonna go jump over to the Chase Ultimate Rewards travel portal and search for the same exact flight or a similar flight to see how many points it's gonna cost. A travel portal is similar to like Expedia or Orbitz or any of the online travel agencies, but instead of using cash, it gives you the option to use your points to pay for your flight instead. It's 27,600 points. We're gonna go ahead and put that in the spreadsheet. So now we're done with step 1 and step 2, let's move on to step 3, which is transfer partners. When I'm referring to transferring points, is essentially converting your credit card points into airline miles or airline points. Specific card programs have different transfer partners, like Chase has a list of 14 transfer partners, 11 of them are airlines, 3 of them are hotels. So that means if you take 100,000 Chase Ultimate Reward points and then transfer them over to United, then you get 100,000 United miles. So that's what transferring points is, but the tricky part is that figuring out which airlines you should transfer your points to. For that, on the spreadsheet, there's a tool called the Transfer Partner and Alliances sheet. And so if you click over to that sheet, and it'll say that since United is part of the Star Alliance, and since you want to use Chase points, you should search these transfer partners to figure out how many points they're charging for the same exact flight or a similar flight. So in our case, what we want to do is jump on Air Canada, Singapore Airlines, and United itself and search how many points are they requiring for the same exact flight. Remember, different airlines charge different amounts for the same exact flight. And so we want to shop around to see which airline is requiring the fewest amount of points for the same flight or similar flights. So if we jump on Air Canada's Aeroplan and search for the flight, it's 22,500 points and 46 Canadian dollars for the same exact flight. We're gonna go ahead and put that into the spreadsheet. All right, moving down the list of Singapore Airlines. Singapore Airlines is charging 17,500 points and $5.60 in taxes and fees. We're gonna also put that in the spreadsheet. Obviously, it's lower than Air Canada, so right now, the leading candidate right now would be Singapore Airlines because it's requiring fewer points. Now we're going to go to United itself. It's a United flight, so maybe United would charge fewer points. So searching on United for the same exact flight, it's 22,500 points and $5.60 in taxes and fees. So Singapore Airlines is definitely the better option in this case. Something to note here is that in some cases, you might not find availability on all of these airlines. For example, if I jump on Air Canada, they might not show any availability, or if I jump on Singapore Airlines, they might show availability there, but not on United. So it really depends on what airlines you're searching. And if you don't find availability, then adjust your dates by plus or minus 3 days, and maybe you'll find something that will fit your schedule. The key thing when it comes to redeeming miles and points through transfer partners is that you need flexibility, because award availability for flights can vary quite a bit. Sometimes you might not find availability and you're not doing anything wrong, it's just airlines sometimes don't have award availability for that flight. So now we have all three options. We're going to input it into the spreadsheet and look at the results down below. Option 1 is to pay cash, which is $345. Option 2 is to book through the travel portal, which is 27,600 points. Or option 3 is to transfer 17,500 points to Singapore Airlines and pay $5.60 in taxes and fees to book the same exact flight. So over here on the right hand side, you'll see cent per point valuation. That gives you an idea of how much your points are worth when you're redeeming through the travel portal or transferring points. In our case, when you redeem through the travel portal, you'll get 1.25 cents per point, but if you transfer your points, you'll get 1.94 cents per point. So transferring points will give you more value than booking through the travel portal in our situation here. If you look at the graph on the right, it'll graphically show you that you're getting more value by transferring points than booking through the travel portal. So now it comes down to whether you book with points by transferring 17,500 points to Singapore Airlines, or would you pay the $345 in cash? Comment below and let me know what you think. There's no right answer because it depends on how you value your points. For example, someone with a lot of cash might be okay just spending the $345, whereas somebody with a lot of points might be just okay spending the 17,500 points. It will vary from person to person depending on how you value your points. So that's the 3-step process of figuring out how to use your credit card points for flights. Step number 1, find the cash price of the ticket. Step number 2 is figuring out how many points it's going to cost in the travel portal. And step number 3 is exploring your transfer points options, and then taking the results from all 3 steps and then comparing them and figuring out which option would be the best for you to maximize your credit card points for that flight. As always, comment below if you have any questions, and remember to hit the like and subscribe button if you found this video helpful.